Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I'm coming at you with the third video of this week as we break down the third Thanksgiving matchup for week 12. That's right, we have 3 of them. I have 2 previous videos if you want to check them out. Links in the description. Outside of that, let's get right into it. Last game, we have Vikings and Patriots. Now this game's really weird and it's very mysterious. We have the Vikings who absolutely embarrassed themselves last week. That was, I don't even feel bad for them. I genuinely think that was the most embarrassing performance I've ever seen. That was a pathetic performance that they just put up. Even if the Cowboys are as good as I think, they've lost all credibility in my mind. As for the Patriots, snuck out another win. They're one of the most boring teams in the league right now, but they sneak out wins, and that's just what they do. So, who's going to come out on top this one? Who are you playing for fantasy? We're diving right into this. Must starts Justin Jefferson. There's no way you're not playing him. If it wasn't for that abysmal performance last week, he was in discussion for best receiver in the league, and frankly, he might be the best receiver right now in the league. For fantasy purposes, he isn't the WR1, but he has been absolutely electric. Everything you want. Targets, yards, touchdowns, he's got it all. He is so good, it's not even fair. Now, it is tough though because the Patriots are allowing the third fewest fantasy points to the position, but you know what? How do you fix an absolute abysmal offensive performance last week? Kirk Cousins, you've got to target your best player, and that's what I expect him to do. Fire up Justin Jefferson. He's not a top 3 receiver for me this week, but he's definitely a WR1. You're playing him no matter what. Next up, Ramondre Stevenson. I'm not going to lie, this one shocked me. He hasn't had fewer than 10 fantasy points since week 2. That is a ridiculous stretch. And that's with Harris, without Harris. Harris even played his most snaps he has all season with 47% of snaps last week, and Stevenson's still producing for fantasy. He's been incredible. I honestly think he is a must start every single week. This Vikings team's allowing the 9th most fantasy points to the position, and despite allowing the 8th fewest rushing yards to the running backs, they're still allowing a touchdown per game to running backs. That's right, Stevenson, as we called, Pumpkin Pie Shop is open for the big fella because I think he's going to rumble his way into the end zone. He has a great floor. He's the pass catcher. I expect him to be down in this game. You're playing Ramondre Stevenson. Expect him to keep up that 10-point streak alive the next week. Next up, we're already into our solid starts. That's right. There's not a lot of fantasy relevance here, and our solid start is TJ Hawkinson. He hasn't been amazing for fantasy since making the switch to the Vikings. However, he has 9 or more targets in each of his 3 games. That's elite target share. Now, that's like Travis Kelce numbers, except he's just not doing anything with it. One of these days, he's going to have a huge breakout game. And the weakest part of the Patriots defense is actually against tight end. They're allowing the 8th most fantasy points to the position. So you got to play TJ Hawkinson. That target share, the defense, the matchup, you're playing him no matter what. He's a very solid play, top 5 option for tight ends for me this week. Flex considerations, here we are. You might be wondering, well, hey, there's a name I'm missing here. That's Dalvin Cook, and that's right, I have him in my flex. I know it's weird having the RB12 and PPR formats, RB10 standard. In a flex consideration, it's not even a solid start. But the thing is he's been very solid with the amount of usage he's been getting, but this New England team is no joke against the run. I've been hyping up the San Fran defense against the running back position the last 2 weeks, and last week New England surpassed them for allowing the fewest fantasy points to the position with 14.2. Now that's not a lot of points, especially when you know that Madison's probably going to get a couple of touches here and there. Really, it comes down to if Cook finds the end zone. And in his 4 games, he hasn't found the end zone this season. 3 of them he has failed to crack 10 points. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm worried about Cook. You're still playing him for sure. Just temper your expectations. Next flex option here, Jacoby Myers. Some people call him budget Deontay Johnson, but that's just because he's been producing and he has been getting the targets. He's the only receiving option on this entire team that you can actually rely on, and I think in this game script, they're going to need to pass. He has a solid floor, and the Vikings are allowing the 6th most fantasy points to the position, making Myers a definite flex play for this week. The last flex play we got here is Adam Thielen. I know it's been gross, but it's been a weird year. He's actually been a lot like Myers in some ways, which is ridiculous considering he's great at touchdowns and Myers has never got touchdowns. But the thing is they're both getting targets, and Thielen hasn't been getting touchdowns. He has 2 on the season, this entire season, but he keeps getting 7 or more targets in the last 5 games. He's been getting the usage, and you gotta think that usage is gonna pay off, and he's bound to find the end zone another time. I don't see a lot of upside with him, especially in this tough matchup. However, if you're telling me I'm getting 7 targets out of a solid receiver option on a good offense, or what I hope is a good offense, I'm playing him. So, not a lot of upside. Don't mind if you look somewhere else, but I also don't mind flexing him for this week. As we move on, sit options, we got to start with Kirk Cousins. Now, what's the recipe for a bad Kirk Cousins game? Well, here, let's see. Going against a tough defense. Yeah, no, Patriots are a tough defense. How about playing on prime time? Oh, no. If we got both of those, there's no way Kirk Cousins has a good game. I mean, I want to bounce back. I want him to do well because he keeps getting disrespected even by me. But the fact is there's nothing here that says he should have a good game. The Patriots are allowing the 12th fewest fantasy points to position and are tied for the third most interceptions per game. Kirk Cousins in prime time against a team that's good at picks, not happening, not starting him. I'd rather play Tannehill, I'd rather play Daniel Jones. There's a lot of other players I'd rather play, but one of those players I wouldn't rather play is Mac Jones. Now, Mac Jones is the definition of mediocre. He has been so meh this entire season. Every week he's been between 8 and 15 fantasy points, and if that's for some reason a weird premium that your league has, an awesome start him, but it's not, because he doesn't have upside, but he has an 8-point floor. In Superflex, I'd rather play someone else who has a higher upside than 15 points. You're not playing Mac Jones. My last sit option here is Damien Harris. I know I said he's played the most snaps of his season last year, and I think he is finally healthy and going to challenge some of that work from Stevenson, but I'm not going to play him until I see it. I'm too scared of Stevenson. Stevenson's been too productive, and he has the passing work. Damien Harris could have a game, but I'm not trusting it until I see it. I wouldn't play him. My honorable mention is KJ Osborne. Once again, only so much go around in a tough matchup. No way I'm playing him. Here we go. Now, this game was really tough to pick, and I was wavering all over the board with this one, but I do think the Vikings bounce back. I'm terrified of Kirk Cousins. Just because of Kirk Cousins, I thought about taking the Pats, but at -3, the Vikings are just a better team all around. They're at home again. Give me the Vikings -3. However, give me the under 42.5. I just don't think the Pats are going to be able to score, and if the Pats are going to stay in this game, they're going to limit the Vikings from scoring. Give me the under all day long. There's all 3 Thanksgiving matchups. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend with your families and enjoy yourself and eat all the turkey and ham you can. I'll catch you here next week. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you later.
Stop my dead up on my feet.